Okay, here we are, Mother Nature. We're here, we're answering some questions for you guys. This could be interesting. Yeah, we've just gone to the woods. I thought, let's get out, let's not just sit around. I've done this before, and luckily it's not raining, because that's the one thing, cameras and rain, they don't go well together. Pull up some of these questions. We've got a few on Patreon. If you want to check out the Patreon, by the way, I'm answering all the Patreon questions, and we're even starting a monthly podcast over there. Straight into the first question. And that is, how did you meet Jack Sucks at Life? Well, Jack Sucks at Life, what a wonderful story this is. Back in 2019, Tom invited me to go to a gaming convention called Insomnia 64. Now, I was doing my GCSEs, and my mum was like, I don't know, Freddie, you kind of got to revise because you don't want to fail. And I said, but please, Mum, I promise I'll revise. I just want to go meet Jack Sucks at Life. Yeah, no, we met up with Tubbo and I went to a Jack Sucks at Life meet and greet. And you can see me and him there looking all happy, and Kairos Best as well. Let's not forget about him. But yeah, since then, I've actually got to meet him. If you're a Jack Sucks at Life viewer, you know, I want to do a video with him. And this was Tom's idea, right? But he's been doing videos where he does like kind of fitness challenges. And obviously I've just done a fitness transformation as well. And I think it would be really cool to do like a step challenge, but tied together, because, you know, that won't creep him out at all, because, you know, it's not like I used to, you know, watch all of his videos and, you know, be a massive fan of his, and, you know, I'm not gonna do anything weird. Let me know if you guys want to see that video. I think I can make that happen. And look, I'll get to do another video in the outdoors, and we love you, Mother Nature. Oh, there's even a little dog walker here. I'm gonna eat my food now, because then it looks like I'm doing, I don't know, a food review. Here's a plum. Okay, they stop. And now they're looking at me. Oh man, I fucking love plums. I guess we're doing a mukbang now. By the way, guys, if you could quickly just check if you're subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you could hype the video, that'd be amazing. My friend Johnny got on the hype list and YouTube literally sent him a t-shirt, and I really want a t-shirt, so please go down and press the little hype thing, give all your points to me. Thanks, and subscribe. No question, but I find that you look like Michael Jackson doing a certain facial expression. Okay, all right. What's that supposed to mean? I know I'm a Minecraft YouTuber and all, which I'm not. I'm not even a Minecraft YouTuber. Look at my video. I'm not a Minecraft YouTuber. I'm not a wrong'un, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, next question. Would you rather be a bird or a fish? All right, anyone who says fish is an idiot. Why would you not want to fly? Although, admittedly, my favorite animal is a penguin. Penguins are technically a bird, but they can't fly. Penguins can swim as well, though. Penguins are more like a fish than a bird, let's be real here. I'd be a bird, come on. Everyone wants to fly. Next question. What are your biggest goals in life? Do you feel like you've achieved them yet? So I feel like I've achieved a lot in my life. I still have goals that I like to kind of do, but I definitely don't put any pressure on myself to kind of complete those goals. If I can imagine myself in 20 years time, and again, my opinion might change. I might have different ambitions, but I would love to release a bunch of music and tour. And I would also love to make a film. I think those are two things that I think I would like to do that are kind of creative. But yeah, I would love to make a film, and I'd love to make a film with Bill specifically, if he wants to, of course. You know, he might be like, fuck you, Fred. You think you're good enough to make a film with me? And I'll go, fair enough, Bill. Do you think that being a YouTuber has given you a different view / perspective on life or people? This is an interesting question, and I think the answer is definitely yes. You know what? Being a YouTuber, I always wanted to be as a kid. And I think meeting a lot of content creators, the majority of them aren't happy. And you know what? It's really interesting, because I think it's made me realize that you can be living the dream of your life, but if you don't have certain things in place, you're not going to necessarily have happiness. But you know what? It's really interesting, because I think there's a lot of disconnect with a lot of people, and I think certain content creators, a lot of them are really ungrounded. And I think being ungrounded as a person doesn't make you happy. It makes you greedy. I think greed is a downfall of a lot of people. They're always wanting more. And you know, sometimes you need to appreciate the moment you're in. If you lose sight of what you have achieved, it can be really damaging. We're gonna head over to some of the Patreon questions now. What is your best advice for someone who wants to be a streamer / YouTuber? The biggest thing I would say, first of all, figure out what it is you wanna do. And I'd say when you feel like you have a bit of an inkling of like what kind of videos or streams you want to do, set yourself up with a proper schedule. Oh my God, there's a bunch of bikes. Wait, that's sick. See, this is what I'm saying. That wouldn't have happened if it was at my desk. That was an exciting moment just then. We just all experienced that together. So yeah, I don't want to be too cliche about it. I don't want to just be like, have fun. You know, it is important to have fun, 100%. If you want to actually do it properly, sort out a proper structure, sort out a proper routine, because that is one of the hardest things. But also make sure to give yourself some credit, because every now and again, you do just need to give yourself a pat on the back and go, you know what? It's YouTube. It doesn't need to be a masterpiece. Is Pokimane ever coming back? Pokimane, by the way, is obviously, well, I mean, I don't know why I need to explain this, it's fucking obvious. But maybe coming back one day, who knows? I don't know, so I guess we'll just have to cross our fingers. Hi Freddie, I just wanted to ask, is it in your plans to return to streaming? Streaming is something that I have, well, I think I've realistically become to the realization over the past 3 years. It's not the same as it was for me back in like 2021. I'm a different person, you know, that's the summary of it. I like streaming, but I much prefer YouTube. You guys, I will still be doing some live events. I am doing a subathon actually coming up. I might be doing that on YouTube as well, but I'm gonna be streaming my whole life, potentially for like a few weeks. You might even be able to make me stay live even longer. How prepared do you feel for the future, and what do you think it may look like for you? I'm not prepared at all. I'm 22 years old and I don't have any idea what I'll be doing in the future. You know, I mean, when I think about what it will look like, you know, I want a family. I don't want that right away, because again, I'm only 22 and I don't know where my career is going, but I am excited about it. I don't need to know. If I decide what it's going to be, if it doesn't happen, I might not be content. I don't know, I guess I want to be a little bit more kind of structured. Structure sounds very formal, but I think structure is one of those things that actually it helps you be happy. If tomorrow you suddenly had an unlimited budget and unlimited resources, what sort of project do you think you would work on? I would make a film. I feel like music is something I don't need an unlimited budget for, but making a film gives me so much more scope to what I could create. Film is a team project. You need to figure out what the strengths are and what the weaknesses are. What would you do if you meet a St. Bernard weighing 65, 70 kilograms at this current moment? That's a dog, right? Fun fact, my sister actually calls me Bernard for some reason. St. Bernard, one of these guys. 65 kilograms, 70 kilograms, that's like the weight of me. I don't know, I guess that's a fair fight. Am I supposed to fight? I don't even know. I guess I'd pet it. Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd try and make friends. We need more love in this world, not hatred. If there was one concert/gig you could go back in time to attend, what are you choosing and why? I feel like everyone says Live Aid, but I feel like I would have to say Live Aid. I just think it would be a really cool experience to kind of live in that moment, and like, I'd love to see Freddie Mercury on stage. I mean, I just feel like he's just one of the best performers that everyone goes on about. And he's also called Freddie. If you could live anywhere in time, when would it be and why? Any period in time, let's be real. I'm going back to see the fucking dinosaurs, all right? Come on, let's be real. I want to see dinosaurs. I want to see a woolly mammoth. I don't know if they actually cross paths in the same time. Just because Ice Age said it happened doesn't mean it actually happened. It would be kind of terrifying and maybe I'd die. But then again, I wouldn't want to go and be a Tudor. That sounds shit. Henry VIII would just fucking behead me. The Roman Empire was pretty cool. The Roman baths, I could chill out, do my thing. I guess it depends. Do I get to be like the king, or am I like, you know, a peasant? Do you think that you have a perfect work ethic? Probably not, no. Although, I guess work ethic is something that I think very much differs per person. I think for me, it's the perfect work ethic because I definitely am ambitious. But I think I'm friends with a lot of really ambitious people who maybe lose sight of having downtime. And I think it's important to have a good balance. You know, I think work is a great part of your life and it can be a very, very beautiful part of your life. But I think it's important to be able to actually recognize what makes you the person that you are. And I think that's important. Every single person has more to their life than their work. Make sure that you have a balance of everything. That's personal life. That's also time with yourself that isn't work related, just time with yourself to actually reflect, and I don't want to say meditate because I don't want to sound too much like a hippie, but I mean, come on, I've come to film a video in the woods. What am I trying to tell myself? Do you fuck? Oh God, wait, sorry. Sorry, that sounded really weird. I heard a noise, I turned around. No, do you fuck with My Little Pony is the question, guys. I'm not answering the other one. I mean, let me ask you this, all right? I am an Equestria girl, I'm saying it now. Fuck yeah, I love My Little Pony. Do you have any advice for teens/teens becoming adults? Okay, here's my advice for teens and adults. As you become an adult, it's very easy to kind of go off the rails. There's quite a high chance you will go off the rails, but you know what? That's okay. Just know that there's always people who can support you. Becoming an adult is a hard time. Don't go too hard with the partying, and if you do go hard with the partying, it's okay. But make sure to take some time away from it because I think it's important to have that balance with everything in life. I feel like I'm like a sensei or something. I'm wobbling. Okay, no, I no longer feel like a sensei. I'm taking everything I said back. Lego Ninjago wasn't entirely accurate. Next question. Are you brain rotted? Am I brain rotted? That is a spectacular question. Well, I'm gonna be really boring. I don't really scroll. Every time I'm doing it, I might scroll for a bit and I never see a video that's good. I struggle to stay on TikTok and Instagram, which is a problem because I don't even know what to post because I'm not on it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say my brain's rotted. Should I say Tommyinnit 10,000 times or should I say Averageharry 10,000 times? Say Tommyinnit, it's easier to say, you'll get through it quicker. Have you ever hugged a fan and they held on too long? You know what, I feel like if a fan holds on too long with a hug, they probably need a hug. So, no, if you want a hug and you need a hug, don't feel like you have to let go. I'll give anyone a hug. I think hugging is one of the best things in the world. After this video ends, the next person you see, just give them a hug. Unless they're like a knobhead. Don't like walk out onto the street, some random person and give them a hug. Might be a little bit weird. That's a horrible question, actually. What is your favorite natural disaster? I mean, I feel like none of them really. Natural disasters are all pretty shit. Flooding, because I feel like flooding, at least you can swim. I'm biased though, because you know, I like swimming. I'm even a trained lifeguard. I don't know if I mentioned it on the channel before. Jack Manifold in drag or Bilzo in drag? I mean, look, I'm not trying to seem harsh on Jack. I love Jack a lot. He's a great friend of mine. I'm gonna take friendship out of the equation. Come on, we've all seen Bilzo in drag. We know the answer, don't we? But Jack, you're a very handsome man. Have you ever done hand stuff with Tom? He seems really interested in it. Well, he said to me before, I think, that he would feel too intimidated by me. I don't know what that means, but to be honest, I don't know if I would, you know, necessarily go for someone like Tom. You know, he's a great friend of mine. Would I'd be intimate with him? No. No, I wouldn't. Will you ever change your profile picture? There's a dog. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey. Wanna come say hi? Oh no, he just wants my food. Bye, dog. What a cute dog. Where were we? Yes, I probably should change my profile picture. I've had the same profile picture since I was 16. Yeah, I should probably update that. I'm gonna start taking more pictures. We'll get on that. That sounds like a great idea. Mexican food or STD? Right, not quite sure what that means. STD food? Because I would much rather have Mexican food than an STD personally. How can I get confident shirtless? You know what, this is a really good question because I haven't always felt confident shirtless. I think that was one of the big things that inspired me to kind of make that transformation. I think the big thing though is also realizing and connecting in that not everybody looks how they do in their photos. If I took my shirt off right now, I look nothing like my transformation pictures. I promise you, I really don't. You know, the internet is a complete false representation of what you actually look like and what people look like. I can go on Photoshop and with the spot remover tool, do one tap, remove all zits from my face. I can put myself in really good lighting. I can wear fake tan. Like I do sometimes wear a bit of fake tan. That was a big thing for me because I always felt like I was very pale and actually that helped me give a bit more confidence. You know, there's certain things that you can change, but also recognize that your body is your body and you shouldn't be ashamed of the way you look. If you want to get more confident and you feel like, you know, getting to a certain physique would help, then go do that. But also, confidence comes with just chucking yourself in a deep end. I don't necessarily think that having a crazy physique that I put on Instagram will make me more confident. It's definitely made me feel more rewarded for all the hard work I've put in, but does it make me more confident? Actually, I'm not sure it does because now I'm constantly feeling like every time I take a picture with myself shirtless or I'm seen with myself shirtless, I feel like I need to look like that, which is, you know, obviously not true. But I definitely think that confidence is something that, yeah, you can get to a physique that you're happy with. You've also got to feel like you don't care what other people think, which, you know, is obviously hard because I feel like confidence is one of those things that, you know, you inherently as a person are always comparing yourself to other people. You really got to not give a fuck about what anyone thinks because you know what? Even if you looked immaculate, someone is still going to criticize you and the people who will criticize you are not people you want to be around anyway. It's a difficult one. It takes time, but I believe you can get confident. I really do. Try and be brave. I know that's easier said than done, but trust me. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Like top 5 faves. I love the goat's cheese, not just because I'm the goat, but because I think goat's cheese is just sick. I fuck up a camembert, love a bit of brie. Can't go wrong with a bit of cheddar just because it's a UK classic. Back in feta there. I feel like feta really has its place, especially in a salad. Kiss, marry, kill. Tommy, Jack, and Harry. I think I'd marry Tom. He's my oldest friend. He's my best mate. I love him to bits. I feel like we really understand each other and we have such deep and amazing conversations, and I think, yeah, we've gone through so much together. I feel like marry him all day. Jack and Harry, it's a difficult one. The thing is, they kind of look the same, don't they? I basically need to decide who I kill. I don't really know what to say here. All right, I'm gonna flip a coin. All right, Harry's heads. Ah, it was heads. Well, I guess I'm killing Harry. All right, next question. How do you stay motivated with the gym? Everyone is different, and I think you need to find out what works for you. For me, personally, the big thing that's hard is getting yourself there. So I think if you go first thing in the morning, before you realize how terrible of an idea that is, that's probably the best way to do it. You might be like, oh, well, I got school. Okay, I don't care. Wake up 2 hours earlier. I used to try and go to the gym every single morning before work. I'd end up getting into work about 11 to 12. It didn't fulfill me. I thought, no, I want to be working longer than that. When I say work, by the way, I mean YouTube. So it's not a real job. If I want to get to the office for 10, I have to get there at 8. If I want to get to the office for 9, I have to get there at 7. I think that's the easiest way to stay motivated. You might prefer going in the evening. If you prefer going in the evening and that works better for you, then do that. If you feel like you can't get a satisfying session after waking up a little bit late because you're tired, just go anyway. You know, you don't necessarily need to push yourself to complete misery every time you step in the gym. Just make sure you get there. That should be your #1 priority. Get yourself a proper alarm clock, not on your phone. Put it the other side of the room and you set that shit, okay, all right? If you have to get up at 5 a.m., you put it on the other side of the room, you get up and you open the curtains and you suffer. You have to do it. I'm sorry, it's for the greater good. It's one of those things, you just gotta push yourself. And you know what? If you do that 10 days in a row, I promise you, it will be a habit. You won't even care. You'll be like, oh, the alarm's up. You'll feel energized. I'm telling you, it's all about routine. If you have that regular cycle, you'll be fine. Try and make sure you get enough sleep though. That is, you know, kind of important. Speaking of the gym, we got another question. Favorite / most enjoyable gym exercise? A seated cable fly. This is basically you're sat in a chair. You essentially get just such a deep stretch on your chest. It is the best way, in my opinion, to grow your chest. If you want to get pecs, that is what you got to do. Really feel that deep stretch. This is why I think the bench press is incredibly overrated, especially like a barbell bench press as opposed to a dumbbell press. I think dumbbell presses are great, by the way, but bench press, I just think you're not going to get that deep stretch. Cable flies, you can fully stretch. Maybe I could do at some point like a tier list of all my favorite exercises for each muscle group. That could be kind of fun. Maybe a YouTube shorts, maybe we'll do that. What is one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? Don't stress as much. I think it's very easy to overthink about everything, but you know what? It's a waste of time. If you're overthinking, you're worrying, you're gonna make yourself anxious. Have a think, but don't overthink. Who, dead or alive, is in your dream blunt rotation? Dream blunt rotation, man. I feel like dream blunt rotation, I want to have a few people I know there. So I'm going to get Bilzo in there straight away. Probably get, I'm saying someone like maybe Bob Marley. The Queen's got to be on it. I mean, come on. Imagine the Queen fucking passing a joint to you. I mean, I'm all for, you know, don't do drugs, guys, but come on. I can't say no then, can I? The final question, how would I go about rizzing you up? This is a mystery that many people have been wondering the answers to. You know what, I don't know how much I can tell you. If your name doesn't start with Tub and end in O, it's gonna be a long day for you.